Let's bring in Amazon Senior Vice President of Global Corporate Affairs, Jay Carney. He's a former White House press secretary. You've been obviously have read this, and you obviously have been listening to what Jody said about the New York Times story that she worked on. What say Amazon, and do you disagree with the facts?
Well, Charlie, thanks so much. It's great to be on with you again. Here's my fundamental reaction to the story. I've been at Amazon more than 5 months now, but more importantly, people like Jeff Bezos, the founder, and people who've been at the company for 10 or 15 years don't recognize the Amazon that the New York Times wrote about.
What is it that you don't recognize?
Well, this is an incredibly compelling place to work, a place where people are excited to come to work. And I think the fundamental flaw in the story is the suggestion that any company that had the kind of culture that the New York Times wrote about, and sort of a cruel Darwinian or Dickensian kind of atmosphere in the workplace, could survive and thrive in today's marketplace. You know, the competition for people in the high-tech industry right now, MBAs, software designers, engineers, is fierce. I mean, we compete with world-class companies around the country and the globe for the best talent. They could go anywhere. They don't have to work at Amazon. But over the past 5 years, we've grown from 28,000 employees to 183,000 employees. And somehow we've managed to do that and managed to keep some of the best talent in the industry because they like it so much, because of the spirit of innovation. Amazon's 20 years old, Charlie, which is old in some ways for a tech company, but it has the feel of a startup. And I'm not saying Amazon's perfect. Of course we're not. We strive to improve what we do every day. But I didn't recognize what I saw in the article.
Jody says that she spoke to more than 100 current and former employees on the record, talking about their experiences working at Amazon. How do you explain their feelings that they say is the prevalent feeling there at the company?
Well, I'd say a couple things. First of all, we weren't able to check out anonymous anecdotes or the anecdotes of people whose names are in the story that we just saw yesterday when the story came out, or the day before when it was posted. As Jeff Bezos, the CEO, wrote in that letter to employees, we have zero tolerance for behavior by managers that's not empathetic. And there are a lot of stories that I can tell, including somebody I work very closely with, who say the opposite. A woman I work with whose husband suffered from rare cancer, got enormous support from the company and has for several years now as she deals with that family challenge. So I guess I would say that, again, Amazon wouldn't be the success it is if it were the company the New York Times wrote about. People could walk away anytime they wanted. These are folks who are in as much demand when it comes to jobs in well-paying industries as anybody in the world. I'd also say, that. Go ahead.
Jump in, but just so I understand, are you saying, or do you have a concrete rebuttal here? Is there an error in this report that you're categorically saying this was incorrect, this reporting is wrong?
Sure. I'll say one thing, which is the story is sort of based on the idea that there's high turnover and attrition. But the facts are that the attrition, people leaving, cycling in and out of this company, is completely consistent with other major tech companies in the United States. There's no difference at Amazon. But what is different is that 150,000 of the people who work at Amazon out of the 183,000 are in jobs that didn't exist 5 years ago. My job didn't exist 6 months ago until I joined Amazon.
Jay, let me ask you about a company policy.
Sure.
Is there no paid paternity leave at Amazon?
There isn't, but neither is there at about 80% of U.S. companies, which the New York Times didn't note. I think that a lot of companies in the tech sector and around the country are looking at their policies on maternity leave and paternity leave and evaluating them. We sure are. And look, again, some of the issues that the article talks about in terms of diversity in senior leadership, we share the same kind of challenges that other companies in our sector share, and we are committed to making the situation better.
Okay.
But again, if that's a great question, Charlie, because if you read the article, that little fact is written as something surprising when in fact it's consistent with 80% of U.S. companies.
Okay, Jay Carney, thank you.